Well, the Maine State Library says it is closing for 2 weeks and laying off 13 people because it cannot access the federal funding that made up about a third of its annual budget.
The money came from the Institute of Museum and Library Services, which President Trump eliminated by executive order, freezing those funds. There will be a ripple effect since the Maine State Library services more than 250 public libraries, 600 school libraries, and 33 libraries at colleges and universities across the state.
News Center Maine's Brianna Bush has more on how those libraries could be impacted.
Brewer Public Library Director Darren French says an executive order issued by President Donald Trump could impact their ability to provide a number of services. The order seeks to eliminate the Institute of Museum and Library Services, which provides grant funding to libraries across the country.
Just about everything we do, everything that's provided to us on a statewide level would be impacted.
Leaders say the elimination of IMLS funding could impact the more than 250 public libraries across the state. And for some, like Blue Hill Public Library, this could affect its ability to provide services to Mainers like free internet access.
The public library exists for people to be able to have internet access is really important, and that is funded in part through funding from the federal government.
For smaller libraries like Friend Memorial Public Library in Brooklyn, Director Catherine Nevin says federal funds are key to supporting interlibrary loan services.
Giving people access to 60 plus other libraries in the state is really important.
Funding also provides digital content and free programs for the blind and visually impaired.
That is harming a vulnerable population.
Maine Library Association President Amy Weishart says while most funding in Maine comes locally, federal funding is still crucial. According to the American Library Association, funding for libraries make up less than 0.003% of the overall federal budget.
It's a tiny drop in the bucket of the federal budget, but it has a disproportionate impact on people, throughout the state of Maine, all over the country, and especially people who live in rural areas.
It's either going to put the cost on the local taxpayer, or it's going to severely impact the level of service that we can give.
Brianna Bush, News Center, Maine.
According to the Maine Library Association, in fiscal year 2024, the Maine State Library received more than $1.5 million to support some of its services and programs.